What's up guys, welcome back to some more MK11. Today we're going to be making a character discussion regarding my main in this game, which is the Kollector. I like to call him King Kollector when I use this skin because of the crown. But yeah, he's been my main since pretty much since the game came out. I dropped him for a while, but then after he got buffed a bit, which was a long time ago, that was in the first year of the game's release, I have played him ever since. And today I'm going to be talking about how to play this character in the variation that I'm running personally, and the ways that you should be playing him using this variation. So first of all, let's talk about the variation I'm running. So abilities, right? Kollector doesn't have that many good abilities, but I'm going to tell you just exactly, what the abilities do and like why I use them. So first off, Kollector's best ability, without a doubt, is his command grab down back forward 3. It's his demonic clutch, and this is, without a doubt, Kollector's best move. We'll get into why later on in this video, but just know that this move is a 10 frame mid. It's a grab, so you can't like block it. It's unblockable. It loops into itself, and you can essentially continue doing it. You can't dodge it either. It's a mid, so there's no dodging it. You have to actually short hop or jump it, and it's just a really nasty mix-up tool. It's very similar to Hans or Robocops. Robocops is probably the comparison because that's a mid as well. Now, I think that running, this move right here, Demonic Clutch, is really good. Another variation you could be running with Kollector, if you don't want to run the one I'm running right here, is you can run Demonic Clutch and then run the Relic Lure. And this variation is really strong because it has the mix-up potential with Demonic Clutch. It has the ability to combo off of back 2-3 into a full combo, which you can't really do with other moves Kollector has, by spinning a bar, which is really strong. And then it also has the armor breaking potential of, your opponent eating massive damage for just breaking away at the wrong time, essentially. And I think if you don't want to run the variation I'm running, this is probably also one of the best, if not the better variation in some matchups for sure. So yeah, this variation is really strong as well. But for this video, we're going to be talking about the two other moves that I'm running, and the first one I'm running is Fade Out, which is Teleport. And this is a really good mobility tool. It's really good at closing the distance. You can also use it to make strings safe because you can teleport away from the opponent by holding forward, spending a defensive bar to get away from the opponent, and also putting some distance between you and your opponent. Again, we'll be going more into this move, why it's good later on. Now, for the final move, there are the way I see it, there are a few different choices you can be running. But mainly there are two different choices that I think are the best. The first one is this one, the War Quad Toss. And this move used to be way better because we used to be way faster. Used to be able to convert off of things that were, otherwise impossible to convert off. Like for example, from a distance, if you hit someone with a forward 1-2, normally you couldn't convert, but with this you could actually always convert because it was so fast. It was a really good zoning tool. It was a really good tool to keep your opponent away from you. But generally speaking, this move has been nerfed since then, and now it is basically just a little bit faster baller that can't cancel and that doesn't combo the way it used to. So not particularly happy about this move. So the move I'm running is actually Vial of Sorrow, and Vial of Sorrow is don't underestimate this move by itself. Even though it is much better along with this move right here, the War Quad Toss, it is still a really strong move because it essentially functions as kind of a finishing move where if you're in a situation where your opponent has no life left, you can throw this down in front of you, and you can basically make it impossible for the opponent to come back on you. Obviously, Fatal Blow will beat it a lot of the time, but if you play it right, you can actually do a lot with it. So this is the variation I'm going to be covering today, how to play this variation. I will see you guys in the lab, and we will discuss what this variation tries to do. In the lab with the King Kollector himself, and let's go over this variation, which I like to call it the back in the back 2.0, because it's basically just back in the pack, but it's a little bit better. I made a collective guide like a while ago. It's been a while now, and I wanted to make a new one because it's been so long. Also, back when I made that guide, custom variations wasn't even a thing. competitive at that point. So a lot of things that have changed since then. The meta has kind of evolved. The game's also very old now compared to what it was back then. But let's go over this variation of Kollector and why I think it's really strong. So first off, let's talk about Kollector's pokes. So down 1 is an 8 frame mid. It's not particularly strong because it's not very fast. 6 frames is ideally what you'd want, but I guess we can have the 8 frame mid. It's okay, but it's not really as good as some of the other down ones in the game, which makes it kind of difficult for him to poke out of some pressure. But otherwise, it is an okay mid. His down 3 though, that's his moneymaker. Down 3 is plus 16 on hit. It's completely safe on block, of course, so you can block afterwards. But the real reason this is good is because the plus 16. Every time you hit someone with a down 3, basically the opponent has to guess between either mid or throw, because again you can do down 3 into dash up or down 3 into command grab right there, which makes it a really annoying guessing game. So basically anytime you hit someone with a down 3, you get to go in for either a mid or even the low here, the forward 1 or the forward 2, which is his not as fast mid, but the mid that combos into bowler. So that's why I want to use it. So that's Kollector basically. His game is basically from this range. You want to down 3 them, and then afterwards you go in for either a command grab or a mid. And the opponent has to guess basically, because if they try to jump the command grab, they're gonna get hit by this. Try to jump, try to like block this, and they'll get hit by the command grab. So it's like, and the real reason this is nasty is because the command grab is a throw loop in itself. So you command grab them again, right? You dash in, you command grab them again. You keep them on their toes. I won games just from command grabbing. Command grabbing is one of Kollector's, if not Kollector's, it is Kollector's strongest move for sure. And it is the one that you'll be using the most when you are going online playing, just playing in general. It is the move that you must pick when you play this character. There is no move that is better than this. You should always pick this move whenever you play this character. Playing without a command grab is just a big no-no. I think command grab is Kollector's main move. Now, that seems really good, right? Okay, so down 3 gets a 50-50 strike throw mix-up. Okay, fair enough, right? Fair. But here's why command grab is really dumb. First of all, like I told you, they can't dog it, so they can't do like let me show you actually. Let me give an example. Put some dog here. Nope, can't dog it. So mid. Most command grabs are highs, but traditionally are highs, but this one is a mid. Now, what does that mean if it's a mid? Oh well, that means that you can't get KB'd, right? If you try to throw someone, there's a big risk of you getting down 2 KB'd, right? And then the opponent hits you with a full combo, but that can't happen here. You can get down 2, sure. I mean, it doesn't really happen because it's a mid again, but I guess you could, and in that case you won't get KB'd. You won't get crushing blowed because it's not a high you're doing a mid. So a lot of people, last Kollector card, some people were asking me about Kollector and saying like, why don't I use the grab more? Because, well, the grab, it has a crushing blow on it. Don't you want a load of crushing blow? Well, no, because the risk is I throw you down 2 crushing blow me, or you punish me by ducking it, and then I eat a full combo, essentially for trying to grab you. And knowing this game, you have to understand that not having to commit to a throw in this game, not having to put yourself in that zone where your opponent has to guess between mid or high all the time, it makes it very easy to avoid that if you have a move like command grab, because again, I'm actually stuck, I can't like dash up and do it, because again it makes it so that you don't have to commit to that throw game ever. You can always do the command grab instead. And yeah, sure, they can jump it or short hop it, but they can do that with a throw as well. So also does more damage than a throw, because throw does 12 and this does 13, so well, almost 13. So that is exactly why command grab is so strong. Any move that throws the opponent as a mid is automatically more powerful than a normal throw, because of the mid versus high. Remember that. Now, again, if you hit someone with a 4-2 instead, so let's say that they try to jump, and this actually will catch them if they try to jump. Let me show you an example. grab them here, right? And then I try to jump on wake up because of here I'm gonna command grab. Right there, got him. And even if you do it late, I'll show you here. Still get him, even if they're in the air, right? So that's why that move is so good. Because one of Kollector's big issues is his forward one is a low, and it's a very long string. So what often happens is that the opponent can actually jump out of the low when you try to shimmy them with the throw or the low, because this is not a mid, this is not a good mid. It's a low, but it's not as good as this one when trying to shimmy them. So that's why you use forward 2 instead of the forward 1 in this kind of situation where you're trying to shimmy them. Now, forward 1 is still one of Kollector's best tools. It is a very fast low. It's a 30 frame low. It's -1 on block, which means that it starts Kollector's offense. And again, off of that, there is a lot of stuff they can do. You know, to try to get around it, but there are also things you can do to basically beat them from dying to get out of it. So, for example, if I can make my opponent do it, actually. Duck. So you see, -1, and off this you can do like -1 into command grab. You can do another one. It'd be like this. You're like, or you can do, you know, a tick throw, for example. You can even do like a short hop, which will actually go over their poke if they try to poke back. So remember, the way you play Kollector is you use the forward 2-2 to try to shimmy them. Then you use the forward 1 when you're this range, when you try to basically mix them up by command grabbing them. And that is, I found, the best way to use Kollector. Another string he has is, you know, he's got a full string, which you can hit confirm, very easily confirm into baller. But he also has an ender, which is the overhead or the low, like that. And basically, always stay away from these moves. The overhead and low are both unsafe. There's no reason to go for that risk. You'd rather just be safe and just try to, because this string right here is like -7 on its own. If you go to forward 1, yeah, -7. So it's like, it's just a way better idea to just be safe on that. I mean, -7 isn't exactly safe. -6 is like, you know, ideal, but most characters can punish a 7, something that's -7 anyway. So remember that. Don't ever do the overhead or low. I do it sometimes just to be sneaky, but it's really just a risk that you can't afford to take with this character. Now, that's pretty good, right? So he's got, you know, down 3, goes into his command grab, goes into his forward 2. He's got the forward 1 up close. The forward 1-2 staggers. You know, the forward 1 staggers. The short hop, and then the forward 1 into the command grab, which loops into itself. That's basically what you need with the character when it comes to offense. Just that is the 3 tools that you need. You need the down 3, or the 4 tools. You need the down 3 to basically start your offense. If you get hit, you get a full thing. You need your forward 2-2 to shimmy them. You need your grab, and then you need your forward 1. I guess you can throw in the back 2 here, because the back 2 is his fastest mid. It is actually extremely fast. It is actually a... oh, that's not a way to look at it. Forward 2 is a 10 frame mid. Now the problem with this is that it doesn't go into baller. It only goes into this right here, down back 3. And that is basically all you need. Those are the tools you need up close. This, the command grab, the forward 2-2, the forward 1, and then the back 2-3, if they are trying to do something that's faster than this, right? Or this. Another one of Kollector's really powerful buttons is his BackOne. This button is really good because it has like almost a phantom hitbox, where this move right here doesn't put Kollector into the danger zone. It's only the flames on the bottom that hits, which means that you can actually do things like this. So what's really insane about this this move is that it actually trip guards. So if your opponent jumps at me, like that, that's a punish, right? Back up, and then you get that, and then you at the land you get a punish. Really strong, really good whiff punishing tool. I use this a lot when people are jumping on me. Another thing that's really good about this move is that if I put my opponent to let's see, block type, block mode, random attack, you can actually hit confirm it. So if you see block, you can actually you hit confirm and let it go. So basically what happens is you do BackOne into the baller, and then basically you have enough time to either cancel the baller or go for the string depending on, or go for the combo depending on if you hit or not. So let's say you do like, actually I'm really bad at it right now. There you go, hit, block, hit, block, hit. That time I fucked it up. Hit. That time too. But basically, if you're really good with this, you can actually be, you know, because you have a lot of time to do it. Right. But yeah, if you're really good at it, you can actually hit confirm that into the ball. I usually am a little bit better at doing it. This time was a really bad example, but you get the idea. It is a very strong tool that he has, just because it doesn't put him in the danger zone. It makes the opponent, you know, afraid to move because of you know, the range on it, and it's a hit confirmable mid that goes into whatever you want. So very strong tool for Kollector too. Now. Kollector also has really good damage, so if you do hit someone with a 4-2-2, for example, you actually get a juice combo here. This is the one. This is the optimal right here. So that's 33, almost 34% off of that. Now, obviously, if you get this, you get a little bit more, which is really good. See that? Almost 35. Now, the problem with this is that some players will actually be able to know that basically if you do this string, if you do this combo right here, basically if you do down one here into that, you can actually breakaway before this comes out, and if you do that at the right time, you can actually full combo punish Kollector for just trying to do his combo. So if you think the opponent's gonna break away, I like doing down one into this, or down one command grab, which is a little bit more safe if they break away. I like doing that because, you know, if let's say they break away, right, then I get to get this on their wake up, which is really good. That's a way to basically keep the opponent honest. And if people see you doing this a lot, they will eventually stop breaking away from your combos. Same thing if you hit someone with like a 1-3 like in the air, and they break away, you can do like baller cancel here just to make sure that they don't you know, punish you for trying to just do your combo. So that's another thing you need to keep in mind with Kollector, is that while it seems like the opponent can just, you know, can break away and then your everything is fine, you'll actually get punished if they break away at the right time. That's another thing you need to know about Kollector. Now we've established that Kollector has a really good up close game with his command grabs, his 4-2s, his down 3s, all that. But he also has a really good like mid-range game. And that involves his standing 4 primarily. Standing 4 is, the range on this is mental, and this move used to be alright because, you know, it was a high, you could dodge it. Have opponent to block. Oh, there we go. The range is insane on this move. Like, it hits the opponent from like all the way across the map almost. It goes into his 4-4, which goes into his 4-4-3. Now 4-4-3 launches for full combo, so if the opponent gets hit, you can hit confirm into that, and then you basically get a full combo right here that does like over 30%. Very good. Now, obviously there's stackers here, where you can do like 4-4, standing 4, you can even do things like baller cancelling. Things like that, to try to keep them honest. Keep in mind the second hit can be flawless blocked. So I've put my opponent to, let's see if I can put my opponents to, how to do that? I don't know if I can do that actually, I don't know how to do that. I got block type flawless, there we go. See this, the second hit can actually be blocked. See. So that's something you need to keep in mind. If they do flawless block a second hit, some characters can up to punish it, some characters can't, it depends on the range, but it is something to keep in mind. Now, this is like really good you know, at this range. So this is what you use to basically, you know, play that range game. And then when you get close, you know, beat himself with command grabs and 4-2s, right? That's like the base level of Kollector. The other thing you can do is you can keep them honest with your 4-3-1-2. 4-3-1-2-3. This is, you know, has a lot of things going on for it. If I put my opponent to block mode always here. Go. So you can basically do, you know, any number of these, or none of them at all. So you can be like all 3 of them, or just 2 of them. And the idea here is basically you want to do like a thing that your opponent doesn't expect. So you don't want to do all 3 all the time. You want to be a little bit, you know, on the safe side here, trying to mix your opponent up with him. Don't be like, I'm just gonna throw all 3 out all the time. Try to be safe, try to be sneaky. Use your range as advantage, because a lot of characters can't deal with the range. That's another thing. Now, another move that Kollector has here is his, you know, teleport. And this is a really good move for getting out the corner, getting in on the opponent, or going full screen by holding back. Or holding forward, depending on which range you're going, or which direction you're going. Now this does cost a defensive meter, but it is, you know, part of what you want to use this move for, is just to get some distance between you and the opponent, or get close to them. So for example, if you see someone block your string, you can you know, teleport away and be safe, and this is really hard to punish. Some characters can if they have like a long ranging mid or something, but a long ranging move, but generally speaking, you can teleport far away and be completely safe. You can even do like a mind game where you teleport like right in front of them, and they might not be ready for that to punish, and then you might be able to get, you know, something going on here. You can do things like, you know, teleporting twice, so you can be like this. You can be like, teleport over here and teleport, be like, over here and then back here. To try to like keep them, you know, guessing, right? That's, you know, another part of Kollector's game is doing that. Another thing Kollector does really well is just anti-air. So if the opponent is jumping on you, you have a few things you can do down 2, which is like a really good anti-air. You can probably even get like a down 1 off it. You can do standing 1, which is okay, because you get like this into it. Right? It's not a thing you can do. Or you can do his standing 2, which is like, I think his best anti-air. There's also back 3, which is really good too, because you can actually convert off of that too. Stand 2 gives you this, or it gives you the crushing blow right here. Actually, let me record my opponent. So after that you get like a KB. And look at the way standing 2 looks, it like goes under Scorpion's jump 3. Like even if he's right above you, he'll still like go under it most of the time. So this is a really good anti-air just because of the way Kollector like lowers his hitbox as he does it. This is without a doubt your best anti-air, just because of the crushing blow that's attached to it, but also because of the way the Kollector like, you know, goes down. What else is there to talk about the Kollector? We'll talk about this move right here, which is the Vial of Sorrow that I'm also using. So Vial of Sorrow is really good to closing out the game. That's really what you use it for in this variation. It's not really used. It's not really something you throw out there because it's kind of slow. You like what you do. You do like a combo, right? And then you like, you know, try to make the opponent bleed out by ending a combo with it, or you know, by standing in neutral and throwing in front of you. Maybe even teleporting over here, doing things like that, just to try to make the opponent afraid of moving, and then eventually they will die from chip or whatever's going on. That's really what you use that move for. The other thing Kollector does really well, you know, is, you know, aside from, you know, mixing and just closing gaps in zoning, is just really being unpredictable. I think Kollector has some really unpredictable ways you can, you know, attack the meta. He doesn't have the fastest dash speed, especially because I'm not good at wave dashing, but he does have a lot of range. He does have a really good up close game. He has pretty slow buttons. You know, like down 1 is not very fast, but you know, his back 2 is really quick, and his forward 2 is a really good shimmy tool. And his teleport makes him very mobile and makes him able to do a lot of different things. Now let's quickly go over Kollector's combos. So, you know, off a basic confirm, let's say you did someone with a 4-4-3 right here. You can do things like standing free, and then this is just like a basic combo right here. It does like a lot of damage, 32%. You can even do 4-2-2, which I think does a little bit less, but it's a little, you know, it depends on what you want to do here. About the same. And if you are very close to the opponent, you actually get a jump 2 first, and then into whatever you want. Right, and this does a little bit more damage. Very nice. So that's basically if you hit someone with this, like mid-screen, you get to do things like that. And if you hit someone with a 4-2-2, again, you know, get to go into the string, get it down to here, and you know, you're in business here with a lot of damage. And it sets up for the same situation where you can go in and command throw them again. Things like that. So that's really what Kollector's combos look like mid-screen. In the corner you actually get a lot of damage. You get like 36% I think. It's the basic combo right here. Yeah, 36 right? Really good damage for 1 bar. Especially for a character like Kollector. It is really helping him a lot. So that's really, you know, the 2 basic combos he's got. Again, in the corner, you can actually get a little bit more fancy with it. If you have someone with this, you can go into like things like this. And you can end with 4-2 or 4-4 as it is. And then you'll actually get a plus restand here, which you can use to do some mix-ups afterwards. Otherwise, he's got, you know, the same conversion that has, you know, the end of that combo. I'll just do 2 because it's a little bit easier, I think. There you go. 30% of that. Very good damage. That is really what Kollector does best in the corner, is just mixing. Because in the corner they can't really backdash, they can get away from you. So your command grab game and your things like that become even more potent in the corner. Keep that in mind with Kollector, always keep them guessing, always keep them on their toes. Try to play unpredictable, try to outspace them when you think it's right, and try to get in close and command grab them when you think they aren't ready for it. So the last thing we're going to talk about is Kollector's crushing blows. There are not that many that you want to be using. There are mainly 3. If I put my these crushing blows on right here. So there are 3 you want to be using. Obviously down to crushing blow. It's really good because it launches for full combo. Then there is also the stand 2 1+3 crushing blow. Which again does a lot of damage if you counter hit or punish. And then finally there is the this crushing blow right here. And that triggers if the opponent is rolling, basically on wake up. So put my opponent to get up attack right here. Put him to roll. Bot roll, there we go. And I knock them down. And I get this. Well, now I'm gonna get a lot of damage, and basically what happens here is that they use the bar to roll, which means they can't break away from your combo. So this combo is guaranteed as long as you don't drop it. So mid-screen, let me show you here, this is actually the combo that's a little bit more optimal than the last video card guide that I showed you. But not as optimal combo. Let's see if I can do it actually. Got him, and now I get to... There we go. 48%. All unbreakable, because again they already rolled, so they'll use the bar. In the corner you get like 49. Let's see if I can do it actually. There you go. Oh no, didn't get it. %. So that's basically the command grabs you want to be using it for. It's like, you know, trying to get up the roll, because you're going to do the command grab anyway. So it is undeniable that the opponent is essentially going to roll at some point. It's unmistakable, it's going to happen. And you just be ready to, you know, capitalize on that crushing blow. Now his down 2 KB is also really good, because again it leads to a full combo. I think it's better to do the 1-3 here. I don't think you can get a standing 3 here. I think you might as well get the 1-3. And then after this you get like a really good combo for like 42%. In the corner you actually do get... You probably can't do a standing 3 in the corner. Yep. Into that ender. It's 45%. You know, very good damage for Kollector. And that, my friends, is Kollector. The version I'm playing, the version I will probably be playing until the end of time, unless something new happens to the game, which it's not gonna happen because, you know, we already got announced a long time ago that the game wasn't gonna get supported anymore. But I thought that I might as well make an updated guide for Kollector now that the game has been out for a long time, and now that things have kind of settled in the meta. I hope you guys got something out of this guide, this overview of Kollector. And if you want to see more in the future, let me know. Let me know what you think about the guide, and I hope that it has helped you become a better Kollector player. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. This is Destiny Cat, signing out.